Oregon dominates Texas Tech. Let me be the first to say this was not a fun game to watch. Now look, I like defense, don't get me wrong, but there was no like big plays in this game besides like the sacks and the TFL. Like it didn't give exciting. Like even the Miami game was defensive, it gave exciting when you had the pick six, right? You had the big plays from Jeremiah Smith. This game didn't really give a lot of that. But give credit to Bryce Byacher, Matayo Uyogale, and obviously that defense, man. They did an outstanding job for Oregon in this one and dominated the game. I mean, it was 4th and 2s. Like, they was battering and bruising. Brandon Morton, we're going to talk about here in a second. But credit to the defense. Game ball, Brandon Finney Jr. I mean, what he had, 6 tackles, 2 interceptions, and also he had a fumble recovery. Like, the Oregon defense dominated. And it's crazy because this same Oregon team and the defense, James Madison had 500 yards on them. Texas Tech couldn't get nothing going. I mean, even the running game struggled, only 78 yards, and their best running back was Jacoby Williams. Like, they could get nothing going against this Oregon defense. Offensively, they got some stuff to work out. Obviously, had that missed snap and shotgun, and you can't just depend on your defense, right? And they were very aggressive. That can come back to bite you, especially when, you're playing a really good team, especially when you're playing an elite team. Like, you don't convert and you keep going for 4th downs, they'll make you pay. But they felt so confident in their defense, rightfully so. They did what they were supposed to do, man. So Oregon's obviously a formidable team. They win the Orange Bowl. They're going to play the winner, of the Indiana-Alabama game. But there are some things they got to clean up for sure if they want to have a chance to get to a national championship game. But this is what we wanted to see on the day in Landing. And the next game is going to be cinema. It could be a rematch of the matchup earlier in the season, but on a neutral setting against Indiana, or they could play Alabama. Regardless of what happens, it's going to be interesting. On the other side of things, bro, like, I don't know what Texas Tech was doing. Now, look, David Bailey balled, Romello Height balled, the defense balled, create turnovers. Like, they was doing what they were supposed to do. They kept you in the game. Oregon didn't get it until late. It was a late game touchdown. It was 16-0 for a good bit of this game. 13-0 really for the good bit of this game. Defense did all they could. It ain't the defense fault. You got to go look at your quarterback. And to put it simply, man, Brandon Morton didn't get it done. He was awful. He wasn't even reading the field right. They was dropping zone coverage. He threw it into double coverage. It's almost like he was seeing ghosts out there. He just could not get it going, and he really, really, really struggled in this game. And he didn't do anything to help his team. Now, granted, he didn't really have a running game, but you got weapons on the outside. You got Terrence Carter, Reggie Virgil. They were making incredible catches today, but I felt like they didn't do enough to simplify the game, and he struggled seeing the field. And with him, he really cost them the game because the defense kept him in it. They was getting some nice runs, 4th and 2s. You're going deep down the field. Like, just make the regular throw. Find the person you're supposed to get the ball to, and do it like that. But he really sold this game for Texas Tech. I don't feel no different about Texas Tech. I think they deserve to be there. I still think they're a high caliber football team, but you're gonna need to get a quarterback that can perform on the big stage. Now look, I know he played decently well in the Big 12 championship against BYU, but you need a quarterback that can deliver in these kind of moments. And to be quite frank, he didn't. When your defense goes and they force 4 for 19 on 3rd down, on 3rd downs in general, like, that says a lot. Like, defense was making plays, right? Defense held Oregon to 64 yards rushing. 64. It was only 2 Jordan Addison touchdowns. One was late in the game and the other one came earlier, right? And the passing attack only 245, 7.2 yards per pass. The defense did everything they could to me. So defense wasn't a problem. But when you have 4 turnovers, as y'all can see is one of the big differences in the game, you're not going to win. And unfortunately, that was the reality for Texas Tech. So I still think a very caliber, good football team. They're going to lose some players. I think Romello Height goes to the NFL. David Bailey goes to the NFL. But it did show that you can compete and get into a CFP playoff, hitting the transfer portal hard and having a #1 class. You just got to have to hit on your quarterback and other pieces when you're playing in, obviously, some of these big games. So that's my honest thoughts. That's my assessment, man. Tough game, to say the least, for Texas Tech, but they should be okay in the future for sure. They just got to figure out some things offensively. So there y'all have it, man. My thoughts on the game. Oregon dominates defensively. Brandon Finney Jr. looks like he's going to be a top draft pick if he keeps going down the trajectory that he's going down. And Oregon has nothing but players and opportunities all over their field and all over their team, man. So Oregon gets the dub. Y'all know what to do. Follow for more college football content. See y'all in the next one.